This is Red Bear, and I understand. I understand completely what you're talking about. You're a musician, struggling musician at that. You gotta play. Wherever you're asked to play at, you have to go. You have to. Music is your life, but it's not your whole life. You got a wife, you got a daughter, you got bills, you got new bills, and it's just outrageous for you to try to go out and get you a Yamaha Motif or a Roland or a Korg. You ain't got that money. You just don't have it. I understand. Trust me, I understand. But you gotta perform. You gotta do it. Now, somebody like me, who's also a producer as well, understood this. And there are ways around trying to pay $3,000, $4,000 for a board. Now, if you can do it, please do it. But if you know you can't, you gotta figure that out as well. Now, I'm gonna show you what I have done for what I had to do. Now, at first, I was like everybody else, trying to get a laptop. No laptop, keyboard, amps, all that. That's too many chords. That's just too much time trying to set up. Especially when you don't know where the venue is and you gotta walk in sight unseen, trying to hurry up and set everything up. You ain't got that type of time. You don't have it. But there is a solution. It's my solution. I'm not saying it's your solution, but it is a solution. What I have is my M-Audio Key 88 because I want to be taken seriously. As a musician, I couldn't go out there with 49, which I have, or 61, which I have. I needed 88 because most musicians out there play with 88 keys. So if you're gonna consider me a professional, I need 88 keys. So I at least got the cheapest 88 keys I could find. That was the M-Audio Keystation 88. I also have my iPad, and I also recently got the Alesis IO Dock. Now this IO Dock is a musician's dream if you know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, it's what you need. Now I'm gonna show you how I connect these three devices for performance. Now, there is a guy out there named Jamal Hartwell. He has a more in-depth tutorial as far as you using backing tracks and things like that, which is awesome to use. The Alesis takes care of that. But he also told me if I'm going to be considered a professional, I need to be professional. And professional to me is this Alesis. Now the problem with my setup off the bat is this Alesis has everything that I need except one thing. That is the ability to plug this board USB into this. I can't do that. I cannot plug this board USB wise into this. But there is a solution. It is still USB. So all you got to do is find you a USB plug that plugs into the USB jack and plug it into anybody's wall. I have power. Problem solved. So of course, with the 88 keys, there's a MIDI cable. It plugs into your MIDI in the dock. You can't get confused by it because there's only one MIDI output on the keyboard. So since there's only one input and it's labeled MIDI out, you put the other one in MIDI in. this side has the headphone jack that you'll need if you want to be private. Like I said, the MIDI, the USB that you see, the IO Dock can be a controller for when you're out producing tracks on an external laptop. So don't worry about that for performance only. On the back, how my setup is, I have direct on and I have phantom off. Make sure your IO Dock is off. That's what I do. Now, if it works for you with it being on, great. But for me, I make sure it's off. From there, I just simply slide the iPad in place and powers it up. Now, one thing about the iPad that I like about this is the fact that it charges the iPad while it's in there. Great. It's awesome. That is an awesome thing to do. So now, what I use GarageBand. Apparently, GarageBand is the standard for iPad, so I'm gonna use it. Now, this is not a tutorial for GarageBand. However, what I want to do is let you know that if you're wondering what all it controls everything except two things, and it makes sense. It don't control the guitar amp because you gotta plug in a live source. It don't control the audio recorder because, of course, you gotta plug in a live source. But everything else, from the drums to the keyboard to the smart guitar to the smart keyboard to the smart bass to the smart strings to the smart drums, everything is controlled by your MIDI controller. And remember, you gotta use MIDI cables and not USB. That's just how the dock is set up, which is no problem, simply because you use a USB cable to plug into a wall to power it up, and you ain't got to worry about going out to buy another power source to power up your board. This is how fast you can get sound going on here. GarageBand. If you're playing piano, go to keys. Grand piano's already there. I hit a button. As you can tell, sound. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Already. I'm ready to go. And now I'm in performance mode, ready to go. To answer a question already off the bat, the iPad is installed with the latest iOS. So that's iOS 6. So the iPad with the current firmware, along with the dock right out the box, gave you the sound with 0 latency. So again, $200 MIDI controller, $200 Alesis, and then whatever price you can pay to find you an iPad. That'll run you between $500 and about $700. And again, you ain't gotta get that all at once. You can start off getting the controller and use whatever setup you have at the time. Then you can slowly get your iPad if you already don't have one, and then you can work toward getting the IO Dock. Now the IO Dock allows you to perform with the big boys. It allows you to do it. It ain't, trust me, it ain't the Motif XSFWZQR4. It ain't that. But if you know you're the piano player in your ensemble, or the string player, this is what you need. It's what you need. It's definitely what I need, because I just can't go and spend $4,000 to get a board. Now if I had it, it'd be nice. Of course, $4,000 is about 8 payments on my new charger too. So for the fact that I already have this, it'd be nice to have. So, comment below any questions. I will gladly answer for you. Again, this is Red Bear, and I know what you're feeling.